Shall we play a game?
Hello, how we doing? Lexic Dark, All Aboard Railways, Michael Newberry, C, that train guy. Who else have we got? Mr. Mayhem. I think that's everybody at the moment. Hope we're all well. So, we're going to have a day of sausages and bears. Oh, and I've got to show you this too. Where did I put it? Got to show you this. So we get bags of rags to use on the steam engines, and I thought this was kind of funny, so I ripped this one off the edge and brought it home. It's a little bear. Isn't that cute? Most of our rags come from China these days, in the big bags of rags. I don't know why they come from China. That's probably where your stuff for your charity bins goes, to be honest. It comes back to Puffing Billy as rags. But anyway, we also get the stuff from Chinese brothels. Hello, Ratifus, which is kind of funny because it's got these Chinese characters on it. They're these beautiful, luxurious towels, but clearly they're not good enough for the brothels anymore. And when you interpret the name, they come up with a company name. You look at the company name up, it's a brothel. So, you know, brothel towels. All good. Hope they wash them before we get them. Should we start with Birmingham Route, or should we start with a bit of Midland with a sausage? I think we'll go with a sausage. Why not? And we'll go with the scenario. Let's do... Oh, we'll do a long freight. We don't do long freights very often. So this one is, having completed the majority of its journey up from Kent, say that carefully, drive to the final portion between Leicester and Derby along the Midland line. Is this the run I ran that crashed? Oh well, we'll find out, won't we? All Aboard Railways. So you're live tonight, are you? Fair enough. Grain oil terminal to Sinfin sidings. Now, we'd all love it if the grain oil terminal actually existed, and Sinfin sidings actually existed, but they don't. Oh well. It's been a good run up from Kent, so let's hope it remains that way. Hopefully the weather will hold out for a present run to Derby. I'm betting it won't. So our brakes are cut in because the only option in the menu is cut out, so that's fine. We look good there. All of our switches are already on. The reverser is not in, so we'll do that. We'll acknowledge the alarm. Await a path to depart. Check the train to ensure it's ready. Well, we're not charged, so since this is hard to do with the rail driver, I'll do this manually. Let's get us charged up. You can keep charging the train, and I'll put on the loco brake to hold us in place. Let's go and inspect our train, shall we? Because clearly it says you're going to be waiting a while, so let's just go and check our train out. There's a ladder down there somewhere. There it is. Do you know you get points now if you behave yourself? We've got an HST. And we've got blue ones today. Blues and grey sausages. In this pack you also get red sausages and green sausages. And we're carrying petrol. I might have looked that up. Well, the train looks pretty good. Looks kind of like a train. Of course, if you were doing this inspection properly, you'd be checking that every angle cock is open. It looks like those ones aren't, actually. How interesting, because normally your angle cocks are in line with the pipe. Oh well, who needs braking power? It's overrated. So if you were doing your inspection, you'd probably would have done it long before you got here. I don't know if we'll be able to get through there. We'll go around this way. We can't go around that way. Oh, we've reached the end of the playable area, haven't we? No, we haven't. We can sneak through here. Okay. Yep, train looks good. We've got a flashy thing on the back. All good. So we'll wander back up here now. We can hear the HST buggering off. We can just see it. That's gone. Hello, Nathan Reader. How are you? train consists of 16 tanks weighing 1,945 tonnes, which is actually pretty heavy for an English train. Tanks are also a bit horrid because they slosh. So they break in really strange ways. They probably have baffles in them because they're modern tanks. But in the original times, they did not. Alright, let's get back in. We don't even have to turn on any safety systems because they're all turned on already. And we've got a yellow signal, so we're good to go. Let's get the direct brake off. And party on, dude. Did we put our headlights on? Oh, they're on daytime. No tail lights. Instrument lights are on. Desk light. And you. Go away. Okay, we're good to go. Hovering up around the red line there. As that needle drops back down, I'll notch up again. Lexic asks us, what does behave yourself mean? Well, it'll be somewhere between the way I behave on the real railway, which is pretty good, along to pretty bad. Somewhere in the middle of that. Daniel Robert Jowett, hello. My mic sounds weird, does it? I'll have to listen to the stream later. I did do a couple of setup changes not so long ago. Maybe it's a bit close. Just a little closer than normal. Let's try that. Maybe that'll be better. I did try a couple of setup changes just to change the attack on the compressor. I'm already allowed to go 10 mile an hour here. I'm being naughty again. We'll see, I'm already behaving badly. But I changed the attack on the compressor because it was cutting off the first 30 milliseconds of everything I said, which was a bit sad. So I hope everybody is well. We've got a lot more people joining in today. So hi to Daniel, hi Ratifus. Who haven't I said hello to yet? Hi Daniel. Hi Nathan. Hi Lexic Dark. And hello Brad MacArthur. And it sounds funny. I will play the stream back later and I will see what I can do, because it shouldn't be any different really. Let me just check the... Let me check some... Oops. I need to take my mouse out of the game for a moment. Let me just check I haven't screwed something up. Of course VC would go off when I'm not focused on the game. So it's the usual device. Noise suppression looks about normal. The compressor looks normal. ABC. I have got my noise suppression turned down a little bit. What about the mix? Mix looks alright too. Oh well, I'll listen back to it later and we'll see what's going on. I think Bark of Dog updated like a couple of days ago, so that might be it. That's the main voice filter I use. VC. Is it time to speed up yet? It is time to speed up. Being careful not to knock over my orange juice on the way to the rail driver. It sounds like I'm underwater. No, it's the same mic. Haven't changed anything there. Reverb or doubling? Oh, you guys think that's better? Okay. I didn't really do anything. How is it now? Maybe it's just something weird. I don't know. Oh, thank you, Brad. Wouldn't a noise filter cut out half of what you say? Yeah, it probably would. That would be the bullshit filter, Brad. Then you just hear this. C says, wish they'd actually fix the HUD bug. I'm bored of changing it to mini HUD each time I go on the game. What platform are you on, C? You're on Xbox, is that right? If I remember rightly? It's like watching one of those railfan cameras. Railfan cameras are sprinkled all over America. PS5, you know, is apparently fixed but hasn't. Okay. Let me write that down on my pad of writing down things. And I will try and find out. So basically what's not saving is the mini HUD setting. It always starts in full HUD. I tried out on my PS4, but I've only got a Train Sim World 3 key for that. I never actually upgraded that to 4. This train is quite heavy because we're only accelerating to 45 miles an hour at the moment. Significantly faster than yesterday, where I spent most of the day at about 9 to 11 miles an hour. It was a good day yesterday. One of the very smooth drivers. Bloke named Les. Good bloke. Isn't that light on? It's like when you hear Luke flashing. What's this flashing? I'm driving along in yet another 66, which I think, do I remember rightly, these are an SD70 in disguise? Something like that. So it's basically the same thing as N-Class diesels in Victoria. Very similar. 65 coming up. Nothing on the track monitor, so it's just a clear run. And we have the growing flowers. I saw someone complaining about these on one of their reviews the other day. I actually like them. I think it's silly, but I like them, and I'd be sad if it ever got fixed. I have to say the transition between the grass and the ballast is now a lot better along this route. It's sort of mixed more nicely. It's about the only thing we're going to get for a gratuitous bridge shot on this route. I don't think it's got much in the way of amazing bridges. Hello NJT, how are you? All Aboard Railways is going to head off. We'll watch the replay later. Oh, so you just came along to promote your stream, did you? I'm actually surprised that Nightbot didn't whack that, because it normally does. It's normally pretty good at figuring these things out. We've got a 50 zone coming up. I do like the track monitor because it helps replace route knowledge. Just get a little bit of brake on. That should be enough to bring us down, hopefully, as it applies. It's a bit of a slow application. Why isn't rightly a word? What's wrong with rightly? Watch out, people. Train simulator driver, scaring the shit out of people since when? When did we start this channel? I can't remember. Sometime in COVID. We've got a yellow coming up too. Better put some more brakes in. And some more brakes, because we've got a red coming up as well. We've got most of the brakes on now, so when this signal just changes, because it usually does, as you change lines, I will embarrassingly have come to a grinding stop. Bugs often to become features, so the SD42s. Okay, thanks that train guy. Is that the sheds or our ends? Our ends are pretty old, so that would make sense, I suppose, if it is our ends. I remember when they first became a thing, and they replaced what was T-class diesels pulling the trains then, before they got transitioned and became P-classes. There we go. Let's get this brake all the way off. It's a strange brake, this one, the way it works. Just let that brake fully release before I start applying power again, so I don't rip the train in half. Not that that actually happens in this game, but, you know, you got to behave. You have to act as though it could. So you can see what I'm watching is the airflow indicator, which on the shed works. Now, I'm not sure when it started to work, because it certainly doesn't on any of the other locomotives. But this thing's really handy, because when your airflow indicator drops back down to 0, you know the brakes are fully released on the whole train. Because it's pumped up everything. Oh, catching up. Yes, Lexic Dark, it probably is a bug becoming a feature. We've got some of those on our steam trains. Ah, still going with the airflow. But I will start putting some power into it now. I'll just be gentle about it. Brad said our ends have much less horsepower than a 66. Well, they don't need very much because they're only used in passenger service. So they're geared to be... Hello, Crazy Dash. Welcome. They're geared to be fast rather than strong as well. So they get up to their... They take a little while to get to their 115 Ks, but they will quite happily sit there all day. We're still, so this gives you an idea how long it takes for the brakes to actually pump up properly, because we're still pushing air. Not much, but some. I have something in my eye. One of the joys of working on a steam engine, even though you've had a wash before you left the shed and had a shower when you get home, you still get the occasional bit of soot drop out of your eyebrows and fall in your eye. It has been a little while, Crazy Dash. There's been a couple of people with dead channels lately. I know Tintin got his channel killed by YouTube for no readily apparent reason. I know he's appealing it, and he's hopeful that this week they'll allow him, because the wording's sounding more positive. He got a vague explanation as to why, but it doesn't seem to make sense. Because it said he used someone else's content, and he doesn't. The only thing I can think of that could happen, he doesn't always talk on his streams. And sometimes he doesn't have a head. So if you are just playing the game and just streaming gameplay, and someone else streams the exact same gameplay, the algorithm might match that as the same video. So that is possible, I suppose. Plausible. I can see a yellow up ahead there. Get some braking action happening. I try not to react to them when I see them on the track monitor. I try to wait till I actually see them for real. So I think we're just going to have to run a bit slower because I reckon we've gotten in behind another train. Hello, Neil TV8. Yes, see, the wipers are loud on the 66. Some years ago, I got an explanation of why they're so loud. Because when I was talking with the sound guys at the time, they said that they recorded them live. And something that twigged in my brain was the windscreen wet when you recorded them, or was it dry? And they said it was dry. Oh, that's why it's loud. Now when they record, they take a spray bottle and they spray the windscreen so that they get a wet noise. They're not loud when they get the wet noise. Yeah, hopefully that's enough, Neil TV8. It's good to have college as your priority, Crazy Dash, because, you know, finish that degree, get out in the working world, and you'll discover you'll never use it ever again. I do quite gleefully tell people at work that I'm actually more qualified in my hobby of running steam trains than I am in the work that I do. This usually freaks them out a little bit when they think about that. So I'm not bothering to speed up quite as much this time. Richard, hello. Evening in Rotterdam, about to open a beer, why not? Our train yesterday wasn't actually scheduled out until 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and it was about 12 o'clock when my driver goes, you know, if we failed this thing, we could just go and have a beer now. We didn't fail it though. We overcame its little issue and got out of there. It is part of the joy of real trains. So when you climb into a train in the simulator, every day it's exactly the same. Every day it either works or doesn't work in exactly the same way. Real trains, they don't work in a different way every day. There's always something that either needs to be fixed or overcome, worked around. Overcome and worked around are kind of the same thing. Neil says he got his second channel killed by a community guideline thing. You know, you're just playing so much porn there, Neil TV8. All that train porn. I mean, look at this. There's a big train of long, hard, stiff sausages. You just got an Xbox X. Congratulations. I've been vaguely thinking about upgrading from the S to an X, just to get a bit more memory. So I keep watching out for the specials, but there really hasn't been much in Australia. It's been a bit on the boring side, to be honest, for specials for the X. G'day. How you doing? Fun day? No? At least you're using your umbrella properly. A lot of people in this game don't use their umbrellas properly. I notice yours isn't very wet though. So there's no wet textures on the umbrellas. Yours is alright. Lexic Dark says, college/uni, I take it if you can prove that you can get to a piece of paper that says you can deal with the chore of getting it, shows that you can persevere. That is most of it, Lexic Dark. If you can stick out the 3 to 9 years, depending on what your degree is, then you'll be able to stick out a job, I suppose. I have noticed these carriages do appear to have a different sound set to the old TEAs. And soon they're going to have suspension. Yay!
can see a yellow on the track monitor, but I can't see it on the ground yet, so I'll wait. Crazy Dash says the train contains all the water I drank over the college semester. Young fella, you should be drinking beer, not water. Water's bad for you. Says the bloke who works for a water company. I can finally see the yellow. Throttle off. I'll put a light brake application on because I think it will probably change again, although we do have a red in the distance. Neil says it costs $373 in the Walls. Oh yeah, Walmart. Yeah, we don't have anybody that's really discounting it in Australian dollars. Probably the best you're going to get is about 780 Australian dollars, which isn't that different to what you paid, to be honest, when you do the conversion. It is a little bit cheaper in America. And there are sometimes coupon codes that you can use in America too. We don't tend to get those very much here. As we cruise along, that signal has changed, so let's come off the brakes again. All the way off. It's weird how you do a movement on the rail driver and it does one notch of the brake, but when you come off you've got to do two. Richard says, played this the other day with a Class 47, came to red signal and stop in a 1 in 4. It took a while to get it up to speed from really crawling slow hill start. It would. 47's not the most powerful beast in the world. Crawling along in the rain. The new water textures do actually work quite well on the 66, I have to say. I think on some of them that's a bit weird, but the 66 is quite nice. So I'm guessing this is the loco that whoever coded it on. Got our speed down low enough for what is probably a crossover coming up. That train guy says, my school doesn't have semesters anymore. How does that work? Vigilance. Crazy Dash says, on the bright side, I'll be travelling to London for most of July to take a science class from my university. I'm super hyped. Excellent. I am potentially going in June. Potentially. Not quite sure I'm going to pay for it, but potentially. And if I'm going to travel that far, I'll be buggered if I'm staying there for a few days for this event. It's basically a bunch of friends getting together. So, there would be a little bit of travel around the UK. There's a few railways and museums I want to visit. But if I'm there, I'm definitely going to jump on a train and go through the tunnel and France, Switzerland, Germany, potentially Italy. Don't know if I'll get that far. I'll probably run out of money. Isn't it funny they put their umbrellas up when you can see them? And when you can't see them, they put their umbrellas down. I always thought that was silly. That train guy says the beer thing was much funnier than it should have been. Well, hopefully. C says, my wife had a diabetic blood test at Maternity Newton Hospital. Turns out she has a pregnancy diabetes. We have a hospital appointment a few days ago to see a specialist about it. Hopefully she's alright, mate. You want to watch that one? It's a good one to keep your eye on. So good luck with it all. Lexic Dark says, speaking of water, most people's knowledge of a hydrological cycle is a wet bicycle. Water's simple, mate. It goes up, comes down. Goes up, comes down. Goes up, comes down. See? It's gravity. It's the gravity of the situation. Neil says the PS5 is really understandable here because of the slim reversion. Yeah, I don't get why people want to buy the super slim version. It doesn't get hotter. It's got less space and less heatsink and less airflow. It just gets hotter. But that's okay. Your school uses modules. Most training's based on modules. It sounds like they're going to an adult training method. That's usually done in modules. How weird, a university treating adults as adults. Ooh. Well, of course you realise if I go to Switzerland I have to take this little fluffy hat thing with me and do some recording of train sounds on a Rosa and then come back and give them the rivet and go, here, replace your shit sounds. That's a bit mean, isn't it? Neil says potentially wanted to get an original next month, so you want to get a PS5 as well. You might say the states of water are really simple, that train guy, but just add pressure. And you'll think your mind will change about the states of water. It becomes quite complex. I think it might be safe to speed up. What do you guys reckon? See you later, that train guy. Crazy Dash says the universities of California run on the trimester system. I used to live in Berkeley for a while, sort of amongst the university. We were up above it. Interesting place. Yes, superheated steam is not so simple, but even ice when it's under pressure is an interesting beast. It's very strange. See? You don't like the rivet games. One day I'll tell you why that's funny when I'm not a Dovetail ambassador anymore. Neil says the Slim has 150 gig more internal storage and it shrunk a bit. Another thing, you can replace the disk drive, it breaks. You can replace the drive in the big one too. I've done it in my son's. It's not that hard. And you can put a bigger drive in there and you can put a second drive in there. It's not that hard. Richard says, had a whirl on the Glossop line earlier this evening with the 323 EMU. First time in a few months. The timetables on some services making it really impossible to stay on time. Well, the 323 is a bit slow too, so that wouldn't help. That was an accidentally nice shot there. Just popping out of the tunnels. Can't say I planned it or anything. Neil says, but Sony cut corners with the build. Well, it's Sony. There's two guaranteed things about Sony that have been their thing for their entire lifetime. They hate anything but their closed-walled garden. They're a little bit like Apple in that respect. And they will do everything to keep you in it and stop anything else getting into it that they don't want. And their build quality has never been amazing. It's good enough. It's kind of how it's always been. Another yellow coming up. Simon Triana asked, what about Vanilla Ice when he's under pressure? Well, maybe he just becomes iced tea then. That was a pretty shit pun, wasn't it? Crazy Dash wants to see the RE460 in Train Sim World on some sort of mainline route. Those units are the absolute workhorses in Switzerland. Well, you never know. There's more Swiss stuff on the cards. By the way, see, when Benina comes out, I would suggest, if you... Oh, no, you're on PlayStation, aren't you? So you can't buy and refund. Have a look at it when I stream it. I think you'll be quite happy with Banana. No details, but I'm happy with it. The scenery looks really nice. Train drive's okay. The only thing I don't like about Swiss trains is there's not actually a lot of driving to do, because the train, you set it at a speed, because in Swiss trains you actually can't turn off the cruise control. It's mandatorily on because they're boring. So all you're doing is setting the speed, and the train just follows it and does it. And it's very unusual that the train can't set the speed. The only time I've really had to do any serious driving was trying to slow it down on a 7% grade in snow. Then I actually had to do some driving and put some braking into it and have some fun, and brakes on, brakes off, sand and all sorts of stuff. But most of the time you just set the control and just sit back and go. There's the revised power station with the cooling towers that you can now see from much further away. And we have a double yellow. So we'll put a gentle brake into it. C says, hardly play TSW as much as you used to. There's a lot of choice now. There's a lot of train simulators and tram simulators all vying for our attention. There's a new tram simulator coming, actually. The people who made Tram Sim are making a new game, which has got a company flavour to it. So it's not just simulation. Why don't we risk running a red? Let's go look at the power station. Well, let me get this far from the train. That's an interesting story. Interesting question. Oh, look. Power lines just end. That's always funny when you find things like that. So the cooling towers don't bodge themselves in anymore. It seems funny to not hear train noises and hear the vigilance noises and the AWS noises and things. You can't actually get over to the rest of the power station, but it's actually quite well modelled over in the distance over there. It's quite nice, but you can't get there. All you can see is the cooling towers, which aren't so well modelled from the bottom, because I don't know if you've ever seen one of these things in real life, but they're not black around the bottom because there's daylight coming in through the top of the bloody things. But anyway, yep, nicely modelled, can't get to it. And my train has stopped, because I've had an emergency application by the looks of things. No, I haven't, because my light's not on. What's going on with my panel? I thought I acknowledged everything. Guess not. Will you pump up? Now I've got to remember how to do this. It's been a... I did it the other day and I've completely forgotten what I did to fix it. So you're not open. There's a button you have to push somewhere. Let's put the hazard lights on. Just to warn people. See, we're stuck here on the middle of the freeway, so we'll make our lights flash. Isn't that a stupid feature? You're supposed to push this, maybe? Let's try. No, it's not that. There's something you have to do. Hello, Richie Peach. Nah. I figured it out last time just as someone told me. Splash, splash. Yeah, I've got the reverser in neutral. Let's put it back in forwards. I'm pretty sure there's something else you have to do on this train to make it release after you've done this to it. But I can't for the life of me remember what it is. Let's get rid of those bloody noisy wipers. We don't need them anymore. The chat's probably caught up by now. Let's see if anybody's got a suggestion. No, it's not actually my brake application. This has had an emergency brake go on. Like wipers off. Not 1%, off. Come on. Come on. Bloody rail driver. Fine. Stay on then, see if I care. Do it this way. That should stop him. Good. Oi. You stay over there. It might just be that we have to wait for a minute in neutral. Maybe. But I kind of thought there was something I pressed last time and it recovered it. Yeah, the brakes are cut in. I had an emergency brake application while I was busy out showing off the power station. And it's a new model. Or it's updated model. So it's not even trying to release the brakes. It doesn't want to. Let's just push all the things. There's nothing up there. Sure there was something I pressed last time. So even that's not trying to put air in. Rails of Illinois, hello. Richie Peach, hello. C Reverser. What's we got? Richard says I'm back to Scotland next Friday for Christmas and New Year. That would be nice. Rotterdam to Edinburgh. Going to make use of the ScotRail HST service. Excellent. Look forward to some video. Neil TV8. G4-4 if you manually have to descend with some vacuum brake. Yeah. Come on. Have we waited a minute yet? So you can hear it moving, but it's not trying. I could try the I'm stuck thing. Just in case we put the parking brake on, but I don't think we did. Track brake is released. And brakes are very much hard on. Any thoughts, folks? Rails of Illinois, go and do an accounting degree. I can try to do an emergency again. Well, that's knocked it right back to 0. So it's getting a little bit. But no airflow. So it's not even trying. It doesn't want to, clearly. Yeah, the brakes are cut in. See, it wouldn't say cut out there if they weren't cut in. We can try and cut them out and back in. We wanted to do that. No airflow. I actually thought I acknowledged that AWS quickly enough too, but clearly not. It's not something in the scenario, is it? No. We could try the thing. Let's reboot it. Should probably put the park brake on while I do this, shouldn't I? So we don't roll away. Not that that's going to happen. Am I going to regret turning it off? Because now she don't want to go. You're not pressed anymore. Oh, busted it. Alright, let's try the thing. Ooh, it's actually working on this loco. How weird. My brakes cut in. Parking brake is released. Brakes are cut in. DSD and AWS are isolated now, so let's turn them back on. Ooh, jiggly mouse. And AWS is over here. DSD, that's all we want. That's vigilance. I don't know why it's labelled DSD when it's actually vigilance, but there you go. And what have we done with headlights now? We've got to put them back on. Instrument lights. Don't need a desk light. Alright then. Still got a little bit of brake on. Let's see if it wakes up when I give it power. Still hasn't taken that last little bit of brake off. So it's probably not going to go anywhere. Yeah, it's just going to slip. So even after doing the thing, it's still not completely released. Let's try and overcharge the brakes. Nah. Okay. Nothing. No, parking brake's not on. Pretty sure. Parking brake is released. It says up there. My hazard lights are still on though. I'm going to try something a little bit silly. Watch my train roll away now because it's on a gradient. We're going to do something monumentally silly that might actually break it. So even with the train unhooked, it still hasn't released that little bit of brake. That's really interesting. See if it can overcome its own brakes when it's not pushing on a train. Hey, it's put more brakes on now. Since unhooking the train. Look, my pressure's slowly falling. I actually kind of think I've broken the train, to be honest. Because it doesn't simulate angle cocks being opened. So it's not going to be that. The pressure went up. And the pressure in the cylinders went down a little bit when I reconnected it. That is so weird. What is it doing? Let's do an application. So that's even more weird because it's just broken because I've done a massive application of the brakes and they haven't moved. It's busted. I think that's as far as this 66 is going today. We need a relief. Signaller, we need a relief. I suppose there's something stupid like it won't go when the hazard lights are on. Nah, we've broken the simulation completely. Yeah, the brakes are cut in. Hello, Ryan King. I believe the brakes are cut in anyway. Yeah, they are. Because it wouldn't offer the cut out menu. So the brakes are definitely cut in. We can try and cut them out. There's something I might try. Let's put this back in neutral. Let's go up the other end. No, not up. Down. 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 Right. Land me in the middle of the track where I get run over by a train. Good. I'll be amused if this works. Hey, the seat's a different colour at this end. Now it's interesting, the goods light's on at this end. And I'm losing pressure if I try and bring the brakes in at this end. So let's try and cut this in. Ah. So if I can get the brakes to release from this end, then I'll go back up the other end. Yep, we've overcharged now. And they are coming off. Good. Hey, that's weird. I can take the key out when it's in reverse. And I can't put it back now. Oh dear. There's a bug for you. I clicked on it, the key came out, and now it's stuck in reverse. Oh dear. This is going well, isn't it? How many bugs can you find in one train in one day? We've got the brakes off, so let's just ignore that the reverser is stuck in reverse. Actually, I should. Let me just cut them out again at this end. Cut them out again at this end, and we'll go back up the other end, and hopefully the fact that it's in reverse in this end doesn't break it completely. '66 Bastion of Quality. I won't bother shutting that door at the moment. Alright, let's try and cut the brakes in. How do they look actually before I cut them in? Fully applied, whereas at the other end they're fully released. Interesting. The brakes are cut in. I'm pretty sure I cut them out. Brakes will use goods. Let's change it to pass. Change it to goods. Exit. I think it's going to work. We may get broken because it's stuck in reverse at the other end. Sorry, I'm not catching up with chat. Try and resolve this. Alright, the brakes are coming off. So let's just go and shut some doors so we can drive. Imagine what we've done to the dispatcher sitting here for so long. Brakes are still trying to release. Yeah, we're moving. More juice. Alright, catching up with chat. The pressure went down hard and you applied your light brakes before going cooling tower visiting. I did brake it well, yes. Car Thief, hello. You have to acknowledge the emergency brake application or try to turn off the reverser. I did that. Michael, parking brake, no. Welcome, Car Thief, by the way. Your first contribution. Lexic Darks, I heard the acknowledged vigilance in time at the start of this. Something is odd. Yes, definitely. And thank you for the fail, Daniel. Well deserved. Go back and go through the normal startup procedure. I think I just broke it badly. And I will... So the brakes are still partially applied, but we're moving. I'm just going to ignore them. And I'm not going to turn the safety systems on, because that's going to be asking for trouble. But at least we should be able to, well, hopefully finish the scenario now. So we'll try. I don't know if it's a Skyhook special, Ryan, because this is the bog standard 66. It's this EWS version of it, which I think DTG made anyway, is a deep copy of the original. Well, it's going. Will the brakes apply when I want them to now? There's an interesting question. Richard says dispatchers are now more than used to you taking liberties with the schedules. I have to say the dispatcher has gotten better over the years. It's become more resilient. I don't want to pick up too much speed because we are heading towards a red signal anyway. I think this is the one we divert, so it should change, but just in case it doesn't. And stopping this thing might be interesting if the brakes don't want to work. Because I might quickly have to run up the other end to make it stop. That would be funny. I suppose that's not that unlike what you have to do in real life sometimes when the train just doesn't want to do what you think it should be doing. Our diesels, for example, when you're trying to put them in and out of gear, sometimes don't want to. And you have to jiggle back and forth between forwards and reverse a few times before it figures out you're allowed to change the gear as well. And sometimes you have to shut them down. Let the air pressure bleed off and then you can change it. Yeah, will the brakes apply? That looks like a yes. Don't know if it's going to be... the signal has gone yellow, in fact. It's so weird to have a signal down low like that, isn't it? I'm sure it's reality, but it's just weird. Alright, as these brakes are coming off, I'll start stretching the train back out again. That fence is going to be awfully close, isn't it? Well, it's going to miss the train. It just looks like it's really close. These things are really funny on the English rail, because of course all the platforms have these ramps, and then in the past they never really cared if people walked up and down there and crossed the tracks and did whatever they wanted, because people were meant to be smart. Now they put these things on which are almost impossible to walk on to stop you doing that. I am doing pretty well, Car Thief. I'm glad you're doing well. It's a cool channel name, by the way. Neil spattered twice in this scenario. It's an interesting question, Crazy Dash. Stop raining again. Let's see if we're still going to go down to only 1% on the rail driver for the windscreen wipers, of course. If you're wondering, the switch on the rail driver for windscreen wipers and headlights, it's a potentiometer. So unless you get the resistance to the point that it reads 0, it won't go. It's the castle. Arg. Or it could be the castle anthrax. That was a much better castle. Monty Python references, of course. It's actually kind of funny because with that movie, it's Holy Grail that has the castle anthrax. And it was funny because seeing that in the theatre originally, it was kind of blurry. And seeing it on VHS video, it's kind of blurry. Ooh, look at that. Slight modelling fail. You can see through the bit that's sticking out. Ah, that's funny. The things you see. Ooh, almost missing a gratuitous bridge shot. Must have a gratuitous bridge shot. Must do it, must do it. There we go, done. See, got it out of my system. But seeing it on Blu-ray made me realise that all of the girlies in Castle Anthrax are in fact wearing basically completely translucent clothing. Because I'd never noticed that in the past. So there you go. The things you see. Car Steve says that's good. You like my channel name. It's the same as my Twitch username and Discord as well. Cool. It's good to be consistent. Let's gradually start picking it up again. Not much point going too hard, because we have a yellow coming. Yes, I could put a post-it note on it that says out of calibration. Or I could put on the more traditional railway post-it note. Let me write it on something. It's not a post-it note, actually. No, it'll have to be a post-it note. This is what often gets written on trains. And if you look in the book, you'll find a detailed description of what is routed. That's when you get a little red card. It's almost as much fun as turning up to light up your boiler to discover the dreaded boiler empty target on it. And then you've got to go and find out why at 6:15 in the morning is your boiler empty with a target on it, and can you fill it up and use it? And the only way you can fill it up is to open up the emergency fill valve on top of the boiler and go and find the special hose that clips onto that. And then you've got to open up the whistle valve or one of the others to let the air out while it's filling up. All fun. Crazy Dash says, how much is it to live in this castle? It can't be much with all of that noise. Do you know, some people would like it. Let's go talk to the people. We haven't talked to people for a little while today. There's a man with a suitcase. Have you got a dead body in that, sir? It's probably only the torso with the size, but could be. Morning. What do you think of the train? It's pretty good, huh? Yeah? You like it? No? You just wish I'd go away, don't you? Go on, cross your arms. The other one did. No? You're not going to? Oh well, I suppose I should pay attention to the train or it's going to die again. Yes, Lexic Dark, we already got one. Hello, Ratifus. The things Carol Cleveland did for Python. Yes. It was a interesting series. We've got a green. That didn't throttle up when I did. Oh, now it is. Delayed reaction. This train is very confused. I think the simulation's going, don't know what's going on. Ooh. As they say in the classics, let's try that again. This is a sad little 66. At this point, you'd be on the phone to your dispatch or your signaller in this world, going, I've got some problems, mate. I'm limping it in. Lexic Dark. If only the 66 was as smart as hell. I'm sorry, Dave. I can't do that. And don't forget a bit later in that sequence, Lexic Dark. Dave. Dave. Don't do it, Dave. Don't take my memory, Dave. Yes, we have a very sad 66. This is an amazing structure. This is an accessible overbridge. But could you imagine how strong your upper body would need to be to get your wheelchair up and over that thing? That would be unbelievable. And we've got grass growing in it. And a little muddy patch between the asphalt and the bridge. Very wheelchair friendly. Totally good for the accessibility. Some people would have been patting themselves on the back for that one. You reckon I can break the 323 equally? I reckon it's a good chance. I'm still not going to pick up speed because we're just maintaining the yellows. Yes, an electric wheelchair is an expensive beast. If you live in Australia and you need one, you can probably get one through your disability package. But not everybody wants them too. Because if you're by yourself, if you've got no carer assisting you, having an electric wheelchair is actually bad when it shits itself, which they do occasionally. I've actually got one for my other half at the moment because she had her ankle surgery and she felt that she was missing out by not being able to go shopping anywhere. So we got a wheelchair. Now she can go shopping. She's happy. I love trains. Welcome. Long time listener, first time contributor. Midland mainliner TSW4 PS4 after the MML update. Can't select class 43 HSTs, which I've downloaded via Creators Club instead. Why does it in timetable mode? It spawns in default livery. Can you create a scenario with that livery? I love trains. And did it used to work pre-update? Because I know they did make some changes to the HST, so maybe they broke it. Doesn't take long to get into the countryside in England. Car Thief says he plays Grand Theft Auto games. That's why he chose this username. Fair enough. And C says there's a building an accessible bridge at my station at the moment with lifts. Yeah, all of our Skyway stations have got lifts for accessibility these days. That was one of the major differences I have to say about Japan, actually. In Japan, there's very few places that aren't accessible. They nearly all are. But the thing I found most impressive was the lifts at the railway stations don't smell of piss. But that's just really unusual. Because I don't know what it is about, well, particularly BART in San Francisco and some of our stations. I don't know what it is about boys think that it's okay to piss in a lift. It's a weird concept. Ryan said when he broke his knee and wanted to get out for a cig in the hospital, wheelchair plus Canadian winter meant for a harrowing experience. Yes, it would. Yeah, when Chris was in the ER recently, the guy across the corridor from her wanted to go out for a smoke. He actually made the nurses unhook his heart monitor and remove his cannula, because you're not allowed outside if you've got a cannula in. So he could go out for a ciggy. That's desperation for you. And they did let him out, but they basically ignored him after that. He kind of proved that he was a bit of a nong. I think we're getting the greens now, so let's see if we can make this go any faster. It's not making much more amps on notch 5 than it was on notch 4 though. Crazy Dash says accessibility is a complicated topic with complicated solutions. Yes, it very much is. There's a lot of simple solutions for accessibility, but it is a very complex topic. And one of the reasons it's a very complex topic is because not everybody who may be able to make use of accessibility features actually wants them. And sometimes get quite pissed off when they're being treated differently, which is fair enough. Car Thief says, don't worry, I'll never steal your car, and I don't do that in normal life. That's good. Someone stole a car in this street a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, the big wind farms are in action over there. I believe they have sound. Let's go look. I don't know if we can get up close enough to them to hear them. Not quite. We're not close enough to hear them, I don't think, or these ones don't actually have sound. But some of these in the game do have sound. Do the gates work here? Let's find out. I think that's worthy of a shot, actually. Not two. Wait. Remember where you were pointed, camera? Yes, I know my safety systems are isolated. It's because I broke the train. And as part of fixing the train, I isolated them. And I'm not going to turn them on again. They do work. Look at that. The lights go off? One set did. The other set's not. Oh well. It's close. We have to slow down to 75, but that's fine because we're doing 35. That's all good. Why not do a stream, Crazy Dash? Sounds like a fun thing to do. If you're going to play, you may as well stream it. I Love Train says, I've never tried via the scenario planner and pre-update it used to work. And thank you. Yep. I will add that to my list of things to write down. After the stream today, I'll go back to Dev and I'll try and reproduce that problem. I Love Trains, and then I'll, if I can, I will put in a bug for it. And if I can't, I'll ask about it because it might be something they've already fixed. You never know. Car Thief says, if I'm completely honest with you, I found your channel a long time ago and I like that. You also have an awesome content as always. Thank you. I Love Trains. The train broke itself. I ran away and I went to look at the power station and show off the updated model. And I thought I acknowledged the VC and AWS in time. But when I came back to the train, it had had an emergency brake application, so I'm guessing one of those was not acknowledged in time. And it was just stuck. So we tried lots of things, tried resetting the physics. Eventually I went up to the other end of the train and it became drivable from the other end, so I came back to this end, and as you can tell, the brakes are still partially on. They will not release any further than that. But we are able to move at least. And it does seem to brake, although we haven't had to stop before. And we're about to. Because I'm fast coming up on a red. I think we're going to be okay though. In fact, I think I could even release. It's going to stop anyway. It'll be fine. By the time it recharges the train, it'll be all good. Nice clumping sounds from the points there. I'd better get it a bit closer to this signal, because sometimes the game doesn't react when there's a red until you're close to it. Yes, and the reverser on the other end. True that. I will be submitting bugs for that. The fact that I could get the handle out while it was in reverse. Ah, look. It's the track to the bush. Those are called catch points. They are the most infernal things known to man. They're designed to prevent a runaway, but more likely they just catch people out who aren't watching well enough. Don't go backwards. Go forwards. Go on. Go. Go. Good train. Car Thief says I don't play Grand Theft Auto games. I also... I don't only play, sorry, I also play the Train Sim World games as well. Cool. I love Train says, thank you for letting the devs know of this problem of the liveries of the Class 43. Oh, so you're on PS4. Okay. That's useful knowledge to have. Why is it so funny that I said bush, Ryan? Car Thief said, sometimes if I'm in a good mood, then I stream it. Good. I don't know if it'll be a quick update, I Love Trains, because they've just done one for MML. And they go through cycles. I reckon... Let's try a contact signaler. Denied. Alright then, we're going to stop on the independent brake because it's such a good thing to do with a fully loaded train. Why was that still revving? It wasn't notched. Ryan. Maybe we're waiting for this HST because we need to cross over. And your Class 43 HST Midland mainline just crashed. Ooh, I'm sorry. This game does have some robustness issues sometimes. It's gotten a lot better. There was one period where it was quite poor. But, and it's interesting too because it doesn't actually affect everyone. The reason I only used the independent brake there, by the way, is because we were going really slowly, and it means I don't have to wait for the train brakes to pump up. It's a bit of a casual self-promo, Car Thief, and at least you're still around. Unlike the other fella that came and promoted himself and then buggered off. That's a bit rude. Bit of a casual self-promo conversation, I don't mind. Don't have to worry too much about that 10-mile-an-hour limit. We're only doing 5. Next, we'll run a 3-2-3 scenario with Hunslet the Bear. C says TSW3 was broke more towards the last couple of months, but don't worry, TSW5 will be out next year. Look, this is my personal expectation, and here, just to be really clear, let me turn that off for a moment. I kind of expect, personally, this is nothing that's been announced by anybody, but I just think we'll get a paid update every year, simply because it worked and it's brought in a lot of cash that will keep Dovetail afloat. So I reckon we'll see it every year, so I would think just get used to it. There we go, little blue thing back on. And it's not unlike the other games that do it as well. And I think just the fact that they didn't do it in the past is more about... Isn't that weird that the stopping point goes back over there? Look at that. I didn't even think I had stopping points turned on, but there you go, I clearly do. But it's interesting it goes that way and not on the line that we're on. Sorry folks, your platform's going to be blocked by a dirty great big goods train, so suck balls. Tennis balls, of course. Maybe ping pong balls if your mouth isn't big enough. Ryan says he's hardly had any crashes since TSW4. Yeah, it's such a variable thing, really. It really is. It's... I wonder if I can make this stop on the independent brake. It's not having any impact on my speed at all. Let's get the train brakes on properly. Can't say I'm that surprised the independent brake's having absolutely no impact there. Crazy Dash is alright, I'm going to go get your stream prepped. Excellent, have fun. Thanks, driver. A local crew will take the train out to Chaddeston Yard and back into Sinfin sidings. Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with getting that busted-ass train to move. Alrighty. Even though I sped a little bit, still got a medal. I think we need to go and run a 3-2-3 now. Well, there's free updates for this game too, but not all the time, so don't expect every update to be free. Oh, what do we do? Misty Morning Star? Why not? That seems like a fun thing to do. Hopefully it's not dark. I think it'll come down to a case-by-case basis. It's a bit like trains. Trains has an annual fee. I pay them $120 a year to have trains. Good morning, driver. The engineering works at Soho Depot has led to some trains being outstabled. As such, you are starting your shift here at Reddick. You will need to go through extra preparation steps before taking your train to New Street. There's a bear in there. It's got the light on. That'll be one of the extra steps. Sit in the driver's seat. Master key. Set the reverser to neutral. Alright then. I always expect the train to say something in German when I hear that beep beep because I'm used to that. Push the pantograph up button. Where's that? Down here somewhere? No? I give up. Where's the pointer? Behind me? Maybe? No. Where is it? Where have you hidden it, train? Or is it on here somewhere? Coupling controls are there. Where is it? Pan up! There it is. I looked at it before. Do we have pantographs? We have pantographs. Push the coach lighting on button. Seriously, it's not showing me where any of the things are. It just wants me to do it. Lights on. It says coach lighting on button, but it just says lights on. It's coach lighting on there. Okay. The pressure in the main reservoir will take a few minutes to build up. Meantime, we can inspect the train, key out and walk along the platform, visually inspecting the doors, coupler and tail lights on the rear of the train. That sounds exciting, doesn't it? But if you key out, will it keep actually pumping up the train? And you can't key out because you're in neutral. You have to go into off to key out. So I think we'll just go for a walk because you actually can't key out, so it's fine. But we'll shut the door to stop this bloke here getting in because, you know, he's got a body in there. Morning, how you doing? Yep, you can really see the couplers down there, can't you? And I just fell off the platform. Fortunately, I can get back up. Yeah, you can definitely see the couplers in there. Morning, how you doing? Nice briefcase. Made of a dead crocodile. Morning. Morning. Ooh, look, there's two of them. That's interesting, because it wanted me to stop at that one, and then we've got another one. So we've got the original and the new one coupled together. Cool. Yeah, we're inspecting everything. Honest. Looking. Honest. Yep, we can inspect the lights. Yep, because they're on, see? Morning. How you doing? Looking forward to a train ride? Heading into London, are you? Alright, we'll get going soon. Routed map. Mate, did you know your hat's on backwards? I just wanted to let you know. I wouldn't want you to be embarrassed or anything about wearing your hat the wrong way around. Ah, the safety systems will be on. Is that body heavy, mate? It's a good thing you got wheels on that, isn't it? No one will ever know. Just don't leave it on the train, because I don't want it, okay? Alright. Headlights. We don't need to turn on tail lights because they don't matter. It's not actually right. We should not be turning tail lights on. No, back there. God, gotta go back there. Fine. Fine. Yes, I do need to go back. This train you can turn on the safety systems anywhere. It doesn't seem to care. I'm back. No point waiting down here. There's no train down here. You've got to go up there. She turns around and goes, "Who was that? Who was that? Who dared talk to me? What's going on?" Whoop. Red lights. Someone tried to tell me that the trains always had this tail lamp. They did have it modelled under the chair, but you couldn't touch it. Now you can pick it up and put it on the dash. Hi. Wait. I'm randomly pressing buttons here because it's not the one I wanted to press. Put our lamp on the bracket. It's already on. All right then. I don't think I unlocked the doors then. I think the scenario, because we've got beeping like doors are opening. And they've opened on that side. That's interesting. There you go. Bodyman's in. They're all getting in. What about that lady up the back? The one that was standing behind the train. Did she walk up? You know, mate. See that train over there? That's the only one that's going anywhere, because that thing there, that says no trains are going the other way. So if you want a train, you got to get on that one. If you're just here to watch, that's fine. Alright, we have headlamps. Time to go. Vigilance shouldn't go off when your brakes are on. I better open a window so we can hear it properly. I'm glad you like the jokes. They're very silly. And crawl away from the fogginess of Riddick. Off we go to Alvechurch. Oh, we're being naughty. Let's reduce the naughtiness just slightly. I'll have to keep a little bit of anti-naughty on. As it is a fairly steep downslope. You're playing the same scenario. That's cool. Once the back of our train gets past that 70 sign, we can floor it. As it were. Alright, off we go. I did see someone post on the forums that the new and old liveries don't work together, but clearly they do. The forums are a magical place. I don't post there very much because, uh-oh. Ah, it's alright. I thought it was going to die then. They're a magical place, but you need to have a bit of a thick skin to be there. Which you shouldn't have to have. And I know Alex and JD are very much working on that, trying to encourage a better level of behaviour. You know what we haven't done? We haven't turned on the bear. There we go. That makes it more bearable. Cruise along through the mist. So we have bears in the mist. No gorillas, only bears in the mist. Got to be careful of Suitcase Guy. Now approaching Overchurch. Oh, there were a lot of bear puns on the release stream. Lexic Dark. Such as this new release has lots of pause abilities. Ladies and gentlemen, now arriving Alvechurch. The doors will open on the left. This is a curved platform. Mind the gap. Don't fall in the hole. It's quite unattractive when you fall in the hole, because when we pull away, we'll grind you up like a sausage. Don't have a cow, man. What? There? Why didn't you press the button? It was quite unbearable, Lexic Dark. And yes, you do have to grin and bear it, Brad MacArthur. No Suitcase Guy, I love trains. That's interesting. Off we go to Bart Green. Oops. Behold the naughtiness. Slow down before I derail it. So when you look at a bear, right, it's got 4 paws, yeah? It's got hind paws and 4 paws. Is that too bad? Quiet, you. Why did AWS go off for that one? It's green. Interesting. Yeah, well. It does sound like an F1 car, and now it sounds like an explosion. Never mind, we'll start it again when it figures out it's stopped. What was I saying about this game being more reliable lately? I have to keep it under control or I'll be bear rated. Ooh, that's a nice one. Right then, let's do that again. What do you call a bear with no teeth? A gummy bear. You realise we have to do all that again now? All of it. It'd be quicker this time. Fine. Let's just start doing stuff and hope the scenario catches up. Hopefully it will. No, you're going to make me do it again, aren't you? Fine. No suitcase guy. He's gone. Morning. Get moving in a minute. Morning. 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 Ponytail. Brave. Morning. You're cold, mate. Oh, don't be so sad. Cheer up. We'll be going soon. Morning. Morning. Train looks good. It's a train. It's definitely a train. Oh, did I miss the bloody marker up here? I did, didn't I? I have to walk back in the middle. And then go back again and do that. Go back down the back again, no doubt. Yep. We're there. Yay. Hey, the lady who wasn't waiting for a train's not here either. Hey, these are new, aren't they? These weren't here before. These have been added in the update. The bike ramps. It's 2023, mate. Ponytails aren't a thing anymore. Alrighty. Load them up. Your mascot is the bearer of bad news. Yes, train crash bear. So how do you catch a polar bear? There we go. It's done, Mr. I Love Trains. They're safety systems, by the way, not so much security systems. Wait till 6:01. Okay, let's go. And let's hope we make it to the end of the line this time. And the way you catch a polar bear is you cut a circle in the ice around it and surround it. I didn't say it was a good joke. It's a bit of a shit one, but there you go. Off we go for take 2. Will we make it to Alvechurch this time? We shall see. Now, you show your yellow speed HUD thing to me. It's because I'm doing 31. It is literally 31 too. The rail driver is showing me 31. Oh, now it's getting really mad. Working 2U02, same as me. Fair enough. Oh, I like that one, Lexic Dark. Greasing the bearings. That'd be the bumhole of a bear, wouldn't it? The bear ring. Cool, Carstreef. I'll have a look at it later. I don't usually monitor Discord during streams. Here we go, on our way. I shall say hello when I get there. Did you respond to the rules bot so it gives you a roll? If you're able to post, you probably did. Off we go. You're a minute late. I will be too by the time I get to Alvechurch. Lexic Dark. I wonder if it's like catching a greased pig at the fair. Do you know, I've never tried to catch a greased pig, Lexic Dark, so I don't know. Do I have motion blur turned on? I'll check when we stop at Alvechurch. Ladies and gentlemen, for the second time this morning, we will certainly shortly be arriving at Alvechurch. The doors will open on the left. Yeah, I tend to look at my Discord server about once a day. About half the traffic on it is Rails of Illinois. He probably just spit his cornflakes out then. Alvechurch. Oh, very nice, see. Very nice. I think all the stations from now on need to have a bear in the name. Gonna have to get creative. Now arriving, Alba Church. The doors will open on the left. Don't leave your crap in the carriage. And don't forget your bear. It'll do. Loading, loading, loading. It does quite clearly say Albert Church. G'day. You're feeling a little naked. We need to fix that. Excuse me, I gotta go fix a bear. Is that better? Joke will be on me if I can't get up. Right then. Away we go. I had to restart. How did I get here before you? That's a bit weird. I forgot I was going to check whether I had motion blur turned on. I shouldn't have, but I'm still going to check. Because maybe it is. It's under screen, I think, isn't it? No. Advanced settings, motion blur somewhere, somewhere. No. Where is motion blur? General? Motion blur. It's off. I'm thinking I am seeing motion blur, so maybe it's not believing that it's off. Next stop, Bear Green. Then the AWS went off again for a green signal. It's so weird. Kind of been letting gravity do its thing to slow us down for the 15 for Bear Green. Sounds about right, see? Sounds about right. Just letting gravity slow us down now. I may have to help, but we'll see. Why is this 15? Always wondered why it's 15 here. I Love Trains just started again. Can't bear being late. Fair enough. Gameplay has to be bearable. I'd even go as far as to say bear-tastic. Just grin and bear it indeed. What's an Australian bear's favourite drink? Coca-Cola. Not that koalas are bears. Shouldn't insult them by calling them bears. They're a unique Australian killer. You always got to be careful of the koala, because they're a bit evil. Next stop, Burnt Green. Doors will open on the left. You could gin and bear at sea. You probably shouldn't do that when you're driving a train. But you could. I love trains. You'll need to go to Paddington. There's a lot of bears in Paddington. There's even a statue of a bear in Paddington. Lexic Dark says he'll work on his mad scientist plot to give the pandas and koalas the missing enzyme in their diet that will give them 4 times the energy out of the food they eat. They'll kill us all then, Lexic Dark. We have a cat named Panda. Where we go? Next stop, Long Bear. Sounds like a porno name. What's your name? Long Bear. Why do they call you that? Well... Car thief will shortly be arriving at Bart Green. There you go. But we were arriving at Bear Green. Now we're on our way to Long Bear. Paddington Station, you've seen it every day because you get Elizabeth line. We're referring to real bears. I don't know how many bears that you actually have in the UK that are real. Imagine if you got routed into the other line and then you just realised your electric's run out. Off we go, 90 mile an hour. Drop bears are real, Lexic Dark. Anybody that's been camping in the bush will tell you that. Double yellow. C. It's mean. C said lots of female bears walk the streets in the UK. Bear Addington, yes. Long beer, you reckon? This should be enough. Because in theory, this signal will proximity trigger because we're changing tracks. Yes, I love trains. C means the women. You're right. There's a floating car. All these years and we still don't have hoverboards. What's going on? Unbelievable, says C. We're going all out on the bear puns today and I don't have to think of them all. This is good. And there's the change. Interestingly, we did use 3 viewers when all these bear jokes started. Someone's gone, oh, he's not being serious anymore. I hate to tell you, but I really am. Passengers, next stop is Long Bear. Don't leave your crap on the train. Hold on, please. Changing tracks. They say that in Japan. It goes ding, 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 ding. The train is changing tracks. Please hold firmly. You're going to have a good bear night tonight, are you? I love trains. So when we go drink in the pubs and we have a beer, we have beer nuts. But, do bears have bear nuts, maybe? Rightio then. You're going to be mad at me for stopping in the right place. How you doing? I was talking to one of our new conductors yesterday and I said, when you get sick of passengers, come and work up the warm end of the trade. And she goes, oh, but I really like people. And I'm thinking, you won't. They wear thin after a while. They really do. I'm early. Oh, God, we'll have to go for a walk. Oh, shut up. Hang on. No, not that one. No. It is DSD, isn't it? That's the one I want. Alright, now we can go for a walk, and it won't be beeping at us forever. I'm on the hunt for bears. Found a cow. No bears. I thought there was a bear hidden on this station somewhere. Maybe not. Maybe it's on the other side. Ah, I'm stuck. VC's going off now. That's okay, the worst it'll do is put the brakes on. I don't see any bears though. Why are you? Oh, 2 more minutes. Tickets, please. Haha, sucked in. Morning. How you doing? So, we're going to be sitting here for a couple of minutes. Sorry about that. Can't really help it, though. I got told. I'm not allowed to go. It's not my fault. I didn't do it. Ponytail man again. Morning. How you doing? Morning. How you doing? Seat a bit uncomfortable, is it? It's kind of like an ironing board, isn't it? It's a bit stiff. Morning. Just killing a minute, ladies. Don't mind me. Morning. How you doing? Want to learn how to drive a train? No? Definitely not? Okay. Morning. Which one's the serial killer? Him? Or him? It's hard to tell. I think we should probably make our way back up the front. Should we shut the doors? Why not? Would be nice. Alrighty. Close doors. Now. There's no suitcase guy. He wasn't there. We've had Bear Leavable. Ryan King, I missed your comment. We don't have hoverboards because the military-industrial complex keeps all that stuff for themselves. You would be an excellent match with Lexic Dark. Get you two together with some whiskey. It's going to be funny. Very, very funny. Oh, emergency stop. Passengers, will just be a moment here. I've just seen a naked bear. What do you reckon? We're going to clean him up, yeah? It was a long stand time. It was unbearable. Hey! Can't actually use it. That's boring. That would have been cool. And off we go. Oh, don't love that. Do that, I love trains. North Bear, next stop. Better turn the bear conditioning on. Your brother is clearly looking in his crystal ball again, Lexic Dark. Next stop is North Bear if we actually manage to stop. Doors will open on the left. And there he is. Suitcase man's back. Alrighty. Now, just before we open the doors, we're going to race down here. There's two. Ooh. This is the one. Do you know there was a door closer to you, dude? Do they keep their suitcases when they're in the train? Or do they just disappear? Oh, he's gone. I'm sure he went left. Alright, he's just gone. Alright then. Oh yeah, I turned off DSD, didn't I? Let's turn that back on. Alrighty, locking the doors. So how is it we had to wait that long and then we were late? And now we have to get to Kings Bairton. And we only had 3 seconds to get there. How does that work, schedule? How does that work? He does bearport away, doesn't he? Off we go to Kings Bairton. Is the King's Bear anything like the Hand, do you reckon? Quiet you. Sun's a bit bright. What about you, Bear? Do you need yours down a bit too? There you go, mate. All good. I am vaguely impressed that actually works. It actually shades his face. I am surprised that the devs thought about that. Please hold on firmly, the train is changing tracks. Next stop, Kings Bairton. The doors will open on the left. Please try not to fall to your death as you exit the train. It's always embarrassing. Kings Bairton. C says looking forward to the Class 710 that's coming. Is that what you think it is? Yeah, I think you're right, though. The teasers weren't exactly teasers, were they? They were more like, hey, that's what we're doing. What cast that massive shadow, then? Weird. Alrighty. Time to blow. You like being on top of that bridge, do you see? Sorry. Your comments come in about 25 seconds after reality. Next off is Banville. Place where you can get a hot cup of koala. I love trains, says the Barking Riverside Class 710. I have family that lives in Barking, and the line it's called is the Goblin Line. Could you imagine the jokes that are going to happen around the Goblin Line? could take a distinctly family unfriendly edge. Benville, the doors will open on the left. There's a bear in there. Since I've had to reset the game, oops. Shall we go get the chocolate box? While the train beeps at us madly. Come on, get out of the way. Oh, don't you get in the way now. Free chocolate. Yay! Wow, that's low. I almost hit my head on it. Morning. Morning. Lock doors, let's go. You know, if you get mad at a person, you might call them an asshole. So if you got mad at a polar bear, would it be a nice hole? And we have to go slow out of here, because if I remember correctly, there's a bear up here, ahead here somewhere. Just outside Bandville. I think. Yep, there he is. Passengers, we will be stopping to cater for a stray nude bear. Come on, Lexic Dark, it's England. There's no bad people in England. You can always eat a chocolate that's been left on the floor. It's perfectly okay. Should I push him in? Bloop. I could tell you an interesting story about that bear, but I can't. Not all holes are nice, see. Yeah, it probably would be a urinal for some people, Ryan King. So if you're going to put any candy there, you should probably put one of the pop rocks or something like that. So when they piss on it, it goes and scares them. That would be funny. It doesn't happen anymore because our railway's a nice place now. But I do know in the past that if the fireman on the next day was someone you hated, it wasn't unheard of for someone to get up on the bunker and piss on the coal. Next stop, Sally Bear. The doors will open on the left. Don't fall in the hole. Ah, yes, urinal lollies. Right up there with urinal cakes. Both a great thing, aren't they? You wouldn't do that in the Japanese trains, right? Oh, it's I Love Trains, sorry. People here in London vape and smoke and drink alcohol on the train platforms and trains. You definitely would not do that on Japanese trains. You will be thrown off. or potentially arrested. You can't even talk loudly. You call them something else, see? Well, there's only 2 inches difference between the 2 holes, Ryan. Next stop, Unbecity. Unbecity, next stop. The doors will open on the left if we don't Nebworth the station. Probably not gonna, though. Alright. Get off me train, students. You remember smoking a train, see? How do you smoke a train? It's time to bugger off. Let's get a nice picturesque forest view. There we go. Next stop, 5 Bears. A little way to 5 Bears, though. You remember smoking cigarettes on trains? It did happen when I was a kid. The other thing that happened when I was a kid is you could open the doors. No one cared. And that was the air conditioning, or should I say bear conditioning. You just opened the doors on a hot day. Ooh, I'm being very naughty. Very, very naughty. Just accelerating back to full line speed, and I thought the game was going to crash then, but it didn't. I'm very happy. Just let friction slow us down now. Sounds like a Sasha Grey joke, smoke a train. I'll have to Google who Sasha Grey is. I have no idea. What about topless buses? For a fairly brief time, gentlemen's clubs were banned in Melbourne. It was only a couple of months, and they kind of operated anyway, because the cops left them alone. After the council said they couldn't exist anymore. But one of them got very imaginative and they made the Kittens Bus. And the bus would go around the city and pick people up at the stops and they could go and enjoy themselves. Now arriving 5 Bears, the doors will open on the left. This is a curved platform, don't fall down the hole. Take your stuff and children with you, because if you leave them behind, I will collect and sell them. Should I do it in an incognito tab? Am I going to regret this? Well, I can see who it is. She certainly likes cats. She's got hers right out there. Locking the doors. Passengers, due to a complete lack of maintenance and unable to design a high-speed railroad, we will be travelling slowly for the next 0.9 of a mile before we get into Birmingham New Street. You can still smoke in pubs here. They have smoking places. And they pretend that the smoke doesn't leave the smoking places and go into the other parts of the pub, but it probably does. Ah, yeah, see it, say it, sorted. I suspect on our trains, if someone was being a little bit knobbish, they'd probably just get beaten up. Here, I'll just whip out this knife. Here, let me beat the shit out of you for it. In the UK, smoking in pubs is banned, and the Prime Minister wants to make smoking completely banned. They were actually thinking about that here. And they banned vapes instead. But kept smokes. Go figure. The one they make tons of money on they kept, and the ones that they make no money on, they got rid of. Go figure. That would never happen, would it? Next stop is Birmingham New Street. This train terminates here. Please take all of your belongings and children with you. The doors will open on the right. At least I don't have to worry about overrunning the signal here. This time it's yellow. Often when you're coming here, the signal in the middle of the platform's red. It's kind of annoying. I guess they couldn't do that with this one because the train wouldn't fit in at the back. In fact, I kind of have to wonder if it does fit in the back. Let's go have a look. Is it all in? Oh yeah, all good. Oh, we have CCTV too, all over the place. Forgetting our legal system is basically yours. Here he is. It's so heavy, he's struggling to move it. Didn't you get off? Surely. Or is it going somewhere? This train terminates here. That's what I thought. Get out of the train. It's not going anywhere. Alright, too late now. You're stuck in there. Have fun. Thanks for taking care of this unusual start. You're expected at Soho Depot later this evening to bring another train into service. In the meantime, take a break here as another driver will take over. Take me bear? Oh, damn it. Finished before I could take my bear. Ryan King, the natives don't pay tax on tobacco. It's a black market. They do here. Main menu. Let's go find another sausage fest. Suitcase guy, call the British Transport Police. Yes, if you see a man with a suitcase, call it in. Midland Main Line. Where else do the sausages turn up? Great Western Express, don't they? Let's do the short one. The long one will be unbearable. Let's go! Oh, it would be good to have some NPC stuff done. They are working on them and they keep making changes to them and adding new features every now and again. Welcome aboard 6V70, currently set at Acton Yard in West London. Due to a delay en route, the current driver has maxed out their hours. Drive the final leg. Why didn't they come on? Do I have to turn them on up there? Oh, it's probably because I'm not master keyed. That's why, because I haven't got my reverser in. Hey look! The bear got replaced with a girl! Check out the train and ensure it's ready. Well, if it's like the last one, it won't be. It'll be busted. Day running, should be fine. Brakes are cut in, so that should be fine. We are running with goods. So I noticed that other train that we had didn't have either the goods or the passenger light on when it got stuck. Let's put on the direct brake and release the main train brake. Let's turn the instrument lights up a bit so we can see the damn things. Keep releasing, releasing, releasing. Check the train to ensure it's ready. Let's do it the easy way. Whee! We've got grey sausages today. And we have a flashing doobry on the back. We have a flashing doobry on the back. Very good. We're ready to go. Plenty of traffic on the Great Western today. Could be Bear Girl. It's like Bear Grylls, but not copyright. You live in West London, I love trains. Excellent. What do you reckon? Is the train going to explode this time? Or do you reckon it's going to be alright? Train is ready. Wait path to depart. Do we not have one? We've got a path. See? We've got a path. There's just things in it. There's things in the way. Once he gets out of the way, it'll be all good. Alrighty. Safety systems are already on I Love Trains. Skyhook turned them on. 16 tanks for 1736 tons. You'll be travelling the down relief all the way. You're clear to depart. No, I'm not. I am now. I wasn't. Let me get your window, mate. Yellow on the signal. See, he says it needs an update because it's dead. We just saw lots of traffic, given it's a scenario. I don't know about another underground route. They're not that exciting, really. Let's pick it up. Minimal loadout or just the bare necessities. Want to get out and push? We're not really getting going terribly well. I mean, maybe people like underground lines, but I know they're quite problematic to make because you can't use the game's lighting system. You have to light bake everything, so it takes a very, very, very long time to make them. We're bearing with you, Lexic Dark. I see a red signal. Now my train's suddenly going to bunch up on me. Because this loco doesn't do bail off. I just don't think it does. No, it doesn't. Jungle Book's a classic film, is it? Pull the slack out of the train. And we're now going via Abearable. What about the Elizabeth line, asks I Love Trains, who clearly loves the Elizabeth line. What would be interesting is modelling some of the lines so you can cross from one to another. We're definitely the poor cousin on this railway because we're following a slow pass. Instead of getting out in front of it, which would have been better, we're following a pass. If you don't watch them, you should look for hidden London hangouts. Crawling along at 20 mile an hour and I'm still catching up with this train. Let me find you. So if you, oh, that's a playlist. Is that not the channel? I thought that was the channel, but it's actually a playlist. Oh, okay, it's the right channel. It's the London Transport Museum. Lots of brakes, lots of brakes. Lots more brakes, lots more brakes. See what happens when you go away to find a link to a channel. Oh, look at that. That'll take a while to pump back up. See you later, HST. Get a bit of gentle throttle going. So Abearable looks just like in real life, I love trains. Well, you never know about announcements, see? We've got one train with announcements now. The Hidden London Hangout started during COVID, and the Transport Museum team would go and visit stations and things and show them off, and they go to all sorts of parts of the stations that you wouldn't normally be able to see. They're quite interesting videos. Glad to go a bit faster now. How embarrassing. Passed by a 166. Yeah, it's a changing world. I love trains. All the trains getting replaced. Ours are too. Our comming trains are getting replaced by new ones. We've got a new G-Class tram too. Those, I believe, will knock out the last of the Zs and probably the As out of our system. Funny that the 66 has the same bug that one of the US trains does. Every now and again it goes, well, I'm just not going to do that. Yeah, they just put a new one out because they opened up one of the river tunnels for a walking tour for a couple of days. West Somerset is indeed getting an update. The update is free. If you're running Train Sim World 4, you will get the updated route. If you're running Train Sim World 3, you will not. It adds a Steam Gala timetable. And they're adding some extra routage as well. That's cool, I love trains. Yeah, I watch most of their videos. It's just interesting. They go into, they might go into an underground station, for example, and they'll take you into another part of it, and you can see the original tiles and the old posters and stuff that are all still there. It's quite cool. Just approaching Abearable, mate. We're nearly there. Behind the yellow line, you lot. You really wouldn't walk that close to a freight train running at 50 mile an hour, would you? No. Are you Abearable? Probably, she got nothing to do. I don't know that they've deliberately preserved that stuff. They don't just use those areas of the stations anymore, so it's just never been ripped out. You know, you should press that button. It's your only job. Look out the window and push the button. That's what a diesel fireman does. Next week I'm back on the steam, but we've only got 2 steam engines and we need 3 for next weekend, so the others are all in the workshops. Actually, it's not quite true. 8's parked in the back of the shed, dry, waiting for a boiler test. That's alright, see. I Love Trains says for the West Somerset Railway, I only have WSR, Flying Scotsman, West Cornwall Local, Great Western Express leads to Manchester, Glossop Line, Route Operations Group, and the 377 RHTT. If you get yourself Peak Forest, you will get the 3 steam engines plus Scotty. So you may want to do that. Otherwise your steam gala is going to be a little light on if you've only got Scotty. Naughtiness. I keep forgetting this train doesn't have dynamic brakes. Well, that's close to the concrete. I don't think I can put on any more brakes without going into emergency. I don't know that we're going to stop. May have to go into emergency, you know. Even then it might not stop. I think we're going to spad. I just have that feeling. Well, let's put the independent brake on as well. Come on, you can do it. It's either going to just make it or just not. I think it's going to be a just not. I think we're going through this. Some would say, bugger. Wah, 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 wah. Bugger. Oh well. Back to the 323s. No, there's no date for the WSR release as yet. It will be in the new year sometime. Back to Birmingham. Let's do one of the others. Oh, they're all long, aren't they? Oh, alright, we'll do this one. What time is it? What time is it? 11:28. Well, maybe we shouldn't do another great big long one. It is getting a little bit late. I might actually call it quits there, I think, because if I run another long one, I'm going to get in trouble because I need to hang my washing out before it rains. Anyway, it was just a little bit red. How to end the stream with a spad. Nope. No dates for WSR update yet. It will come out early in the new year, so it's in the 0 to 3 months time frame. I haven't even looked at it, actually. I probably should. Be a good idea, wouldn't it? Yeah, fun. I'll probably do another stream next week back in Railroader, I think, next week. So we'll have some more fun with that, and we'll continue building it. It'll be day 3, 4, one or the other. Anyway, have fun, folks. Enjoy yourselves. Thanks very much for coming along on the ride today, and I hope you've had fun. See you later. Thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. I always like to get your feedback in the form of likes and comments because they help me understand what you want. Give the channel a subscribe and click on the tinkly things so you don't miss out on any new stuff. And thanks for your ongoing support. And please, be safe out there.